For decades, you knew exactly who needed you. But now the kids are grown, the house is quiet, and you're staring at the next 30 years thinking, what do I do now? If you're a woman over 50 wondering where to go from here, you are not alone. I want to share with you today how I have found my purpose again. Many years ago, I left the workforce to raise my kids, and I don't regret one second of it. Pouring myself out in that season was a joy and brought me so much fulfillment. It was a very busy season of homeschooling, homesteading, and doing life together. And then one day, they're grown. And truth be told, I didn't expect the quiet to be so disorienting. David and I had married as single parents. And so for many years, I dreamed of a little space to breathe, some calm in the storm. But when it finally came, I didn't feel free. I felt stuck. There's a silent conflict we don't talk about in this stage of life. We finally get the time we've been craving, but we're too tired to enjoy it. And honestly, I was even too tired to dream. Trying to figure out what came next felt like one more thing I really didn't have the energy for. Now that I had time, my body had betrayed me. I had been eating clean and doing everything I thought I knew to be healthy, but the weight wasn't moving and it left me feeling heavy and sluggish. Arthritis threatened to steal the joy and the active lifestyle we had created on our farm. My sleep never felt restorative. That's when I could get a full night's sleep. And I felt like I was 100 years old. Deep down, I knew this wasn't right. There had to be more to life. My heart was dreaming, but my body just couldn't keep up. It took its toll on me emotionally and spiritually. For many of us, we don't mean to give up. It's not even something we're conscious of, but slowly we do. Years of life beating us down in every area, we begin to give in to the fatigue, the brain fog, and the overall resignation. We want to look for something fulfilling and meaningful to give ourselves to, but then fear and doubt can creep in. And before we know it, we're stuck in survival mode. That's where I was when I just got tired of being there. It had to come to the point that I realized that the pain of staying in that place was far worse than the discomfort that would come with changing it. I didn't wake up one day with it all figured out, but I did know this. If I was going to rebuild, I had to start somewhere. And I believe that healing, real, lasting healing, has to touch every part of you, mind, body, and spirit. But when you're overwhelmed, you don't start everywhere, you start somewhere. For me, that meant returning to two foundations, my walk with God and my diet. It didn't start with anything dramatic, just 10 quiet minutes in the Word of God. No plan, no pressure, just opening my Bible and asking God to meet me there. I had let the pressures and worries of life distract me and take my eyes off of Him. Once I started studying again and praying regularly, I was reminded of the truth. I wasn't doing this all alone. And yet, like a stubborn toddler insisting, I do it, I'd been trying to carry what He has always been willing to take. Giving it back to Him, finally surrendering it, was refreshing beyond words. Even that fearful, doubting thoughts began to quiet. He's not done with me yet. And that kind of peace, it calms the nervous system, physically. At the same time, I went back to carnivore. Unfortunately, I'd let a big life event throw me off course for a few months. But this time, it wasn't about dieting. It was about removing the noise and letting my body breathe again. Just like my walk with God refreshed my soul, eating this way began to refresh my body. Lately, we're beginning to see a lot more information coming out that talks about how what we eat affects our mental health. Things like anxiety and depression, and this is huge. When I was back on track, the first thing I noticed, my arthritis pain had stopped. My mood started to shift, then came the clarity, and then finally my energy returned. For the first time in a long time, I could see the horizon again. I didn't have to sprint. I just had to keep walking, one grounded, intentional step at a time. And I want to mention, if you're interested and if you're feeling the same pull to reset physically, to help you change things in your life, I've created something to help. It's my free 7-day Carnivore Starter Kit. It's simple, practical, and designed specifically for women over 50. It'll walk you through what to eat, how to prepare, and what to expect that first week as your body begins to heal. You'll find the link right below this video. As I mentioned, healing brought clarity, and clarity opened the door to something I hadn't felt in a long time: vision. As my body got stronger and my mind got settled, I started asking God the bigger questions. What now? Why did you bring me through everything I've walked through? And one thing kept coming up. I couldn't stop thinking about other women like me, tired, out of balance, and hungry for healing, wanting something more but not knowing where to start. And that's when I realized my purpose wasn't something new. It was something that had been growing inside me the whole time through my pain, my healing, and my surrender. I didn't need to go find purpose. I just needed to pay attention to what God had already been building in me. So here's what I'd say to you if you're in this place. Don't force it. Don't go hunting for a big calling. Just start listening. What do you feel drawn to? What breaks your heart? What keeps showing up in conversations or in prayer? Your purpose may not be something loud or public. It might be something quiet and faithful. But it will always reflect who God made you to be. And it starts to become clear once your body is calm enough to feel and your spirit is still enough to hear. That's why I started this channel. Not because I had everything all figured out, but because I couldn't ignore the pull anymore. Because I wanted to help other women like you walk through the fog and come out the other side with strength and clarity. Not to teach from a pedestal, but to walk beside you, fully present, fully surrendered, and fully alive. If you want help starting that healing journey, remember, grab my free 7-day Carnivore Starter Kit below. It's not just about food, it's a tool to help you clear the fog so you can hear what God is whispering next. Because He's not done with you. Not even close.